Hi, this is Barbara Fiametta. I'm still getting used to that way of saying it. It's March 15. I'm sitting here in a FedEx. I told you I escaped my nursing home every day. It is so funny to me. Look at the difference in my personality. When I am there, I am so contracted and so miserable and so poisoned. I don't know if you guys know this. I didn't until a friend told me. Mold changes the brain chemistry. Not just sinuses, it actually changes the brain chemistry. And I have caught, I know my brain is not 100%. It changes the mood, it changes everything. It's really dangerous, guys, and I've been exposed to too much of it. But somehow I've managed to, tough it out. I don't know why, but I'm laughing because I'm sitting here in a little booth, leaning my phone on a bottle of water, and my brush is holding up my phone, and it's so sweet to giggle. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I feel like I'm hiding. And so last night my podcast was so crazy. I think the Wi-Fi at the nursing home is really bad, so it's in 2 parts. And I don't think anybody's going to see these for 10 years from now because, I'm not really marketing myself at all. And so by the time you people see this, I'm going to put this out there. How about this for magic? By the time you see this, I will look totally different. I will look 30 years younger, and I will be 100 times happier and healed, because that's what my intention is today. So wouldn't that be cool? No, it is going to be. So last night, I can't catch my breath. I am so embarrassed, I don't know why. I've been in production. How could I not know that when you hold something up, it's backwards? So yesterday I kept talking about you, and I didn't realize. I don't understand. You don't. Okay, it's backwards, right? It is backwards. Okay, so I'm trying to learn how to write backwards, so I did it this way. Now this looks right to you, right? Now this I had to force myself to write backwards. The Y was easy, the O was easy, but the U, I couldn't quite figure out where to put the little tail. So the subject matter was, you are number one. Take care of you in these next 3 years. Focus on you in the next 3 years instead of listening to everybody else, and to focus on your inner light and your inner home and your inner heart. And we can listen to all the people we want, but in the end, the final decision is yours. So I figured I'd do a podcast from here. I mean, people do them in their cars. Why can't I do it here? It's so sweet to laugh. It's so sweet to smile. Oh my God, it's just amazing to me. When I'm out and about, I gotta get my life back. So in the podcast, if you're listening to any of them, and there I go with the hair, I just love this built-in mirror. And folks, I went to the eye doctor this morning, so I don't expect to be doing this anymore. So I eliminated that, but now I can see my face clearer, and I can see the wrinkles better, and I can see the lopsidedness. So it's not so good for me. But no more of this stuff. So what I wanted to add to everything else I'm saying is, please, trust yourself on whatever I'm saying, because I'm just doing the best I can to share my journey with you, hopefully to make it easier for yours and to help you avoid the potholes and the pot people, the pot people that I fell into, that seem to enjoy and get a kick out of watching me drown. There's people like that. We have a president like that. There's people who get pleasure. The word came up in a post this morning, sadistic. There are people who are sadistic who really enjoy watching people suffer at their hand. So what I wanted to add, if you're going to be participating in this Project 2028 that I came up with, that we should all focus on something really great for ourselves in the next 3 years while we're losing our minds. To create some beautiful song or poem or Afghan. For me, I just want to sing. I just want to get on the stage and sing again while I'm listening to the news. So it's not funny, but it is getting funny sometimes. I wanted to point out that from my experience, I had very, very, very clear intentions. I don't know what is so funny today. I had very clear intentions when I was growing up of what I wanted to do and what I wanted to be, and I don't know why I'm hysterical here. I am just hysterical. I think the Holy Spirit has descended upon me. This is just crazy. I don't know what it is, but I'm just going to flow with it. So anyway, when I was younger, I knew what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a teacher, I wanted to be a singer, I wanted to be a dancer, and I was very stubborn. I was very willful. I was very much a New Yorker. I didn't even know it. I was so in the middle of New York. It wasn't until I left New York and came to California, and everybody was moving in slow motion, that I realized New Yorkers are so different. I do have to tell you a funny story. You know me and my stories. This is going to be my legacy, Barbara and her stories. I came out to LA after going through a divorce. I drive out 3,000 miles in my Volvo that's falling apart at every stop. And I just stopped everywhere. The plan was to be out here in 3 days. I think it took me 10. I kept stopping. So I get to LA. The first disappointment was, I think I got off the 101. Whatever it was, I ended up on Sunset Boulevard. And I'm not joking. Of course I'm joking, but I'm not joking. I expected Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers to be dancing in the streets on Sunset Boulevard. That was in my heart, that I'm coming out to Hollywood to see Fred and Ginger dance. And all I saw on Sunset Boulevard were all these ladies of the night lined up in front of all these motels. And it was so disappointing. It's like, this is LA? This is where I'm moving? Where's Ginger? Where's Fred? And all it was were these ladies standing out there with their, oh, I can't believe I'm going to use this word, with their skirts up to their pubic. That's a Jewish word. I haven't said that in 50 years. And so there I am, the first disappointment. Then I live in all kinds of hotels and just spending my money in hotels. The little money I had, I'm staying in hotels trying to find a place. So I finally find a place. Which was the first place? I was in Westwood first. I don't remember which one, but I started on Westwood, but then I ended up on Vermont. There's this beautiful building on Vermont. It's like a New York building, very tall. It was considered a New York style building, and I didn't even know it. I just was led there. You talk about synchronicities. So I rented an apartment. It was really cheap. And so I go upstairs. It's furnished. And I didn't like the furniture. So I told them to take all the furniture out, except the bed. So I have no furniture. I didn't want anybody's dirty, used furniture. I have a bed and 2 drapes. And I don't know what is happening. Anyway, they took out all the furniture, and all I had was a bed. And a refrigerator. It was a little studio. So I leave. Did I have a car? Did I have my car? I think by then my car really had fallen apart. But anyway, I was in a little Korea town. And so I left the building, I turned right. I'll never forget it. I turned right, and across the street were all these Korean groceries. And so I go in, getting ready to buy my first set of groceries for LA. And in New York, I don't know if this is every New Yorker, but it definitely was myself and my husband and Oh, my friends, in New York, when you go to a supermarket, at least in the 70s, as the woman is ringing things up, we're already packing. We don't wait for anybody to pack for us. We pack our own groceries. So she's going bing, 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 and we're already filling up the bag. So we don't wait for anything. And when she's all finished, we're already packed. Our bags are packed, we're ready to go, we pay, and we're gone. We don't wait. So here I am in this little Korean store, and I'm buying these groceries. And I'm a New Yorker. Well, the food is going down the thing, okay? I'm not exaggerating. And she just takes the food, she just takes the food, passes it over, and she puts it down, and then she takes the next piece of food and does this, and she puts it down, and I will never forget what I heard in my head. I am going to die here. It's like, I am going to die here. It was in slow motion. The groceries, everything was going in slow motion. And then she starts to pack them for me, and it's going in like this. And then the next piece is going in like this. And the next thing is going in the bag like this. And all I could think of was, I am going to die here in LA, because it was so slow. And it took a long time to get used to LA. It took a long time because it seemed like people were even walking in slow motion. There were no people walking. Everybody was driving. Even if they had to go 2 blocks away in LA, people drive to go 2 blocks. I'm a New Yorker. I walk up and down, 5th Avenue, 6th Avenue. I'm a walker. So this is hysterical to me. It's a slow motion. I'm going to die here in LA. That was kind of the first words out of my mouth. So that was not what I was going to talk about. But that was the beginning of LA. But the point I was trying to make was that being a New Yorker, I was very stubborn, very willful. I wanted what I wanted. I wanted to get into certain schools, and I did. I wanted a teaching job. I got a teaching job while they were firing thousands of teachers. I got the grade I wanted, which they weren't going to give me, and I begged for this 2nd grade class. They were going to give me some crazy job. So I really was a good manifester back there. I really had very clear intention. I didn't have the tools consciously. But I was using them unknowingly. So the reason I'm talking about being stubborn and willful is, here I am, after all the spiritual work or whatever, and it's like, the key now is, how do I balance surrender and being willful and stubborn? Like, how do you surrender to God and say, okay, God, what do you have for me? What do you want me to do? And then on the other hand, you're going, well, this is what I want, God, and this is how it has to go. So there's always these 2 barbers, one the surrendered one, and the other one who's going, no matter what, this is what I'm getting. So, that has nothing to do with what I want to talk about either. I have my 2 subjects here. There are 2 subjects. Okay, I was on track. What I wanted to say was, I'm always looking to tell you the things that I think spiritual teachers don't tell us, that I wish they had told me. Save me time. As much as I was willful and stubborn, and as much as I created absolutely everything I wanted, I really created a marriage that I never should have created, but I created it. What I didn't take into account, and of course I didn't know, and when I was younger, I didn't have a lot of blocks and blockages, really. My husband was stabbing me in the back, but I was young and healthy and vibrant, so who cared? I was busy doing my own life. I didn't even know what he was doing, really. And so I wasn't susceptible, really, to being backstabbed, because I really was like, I was always laughing like this. Maybe that's why I'm laughing. The memories of I was just so thrilled to be teaching and thrilled to be buying clothes that I didn't have when I was little, and thrilled to be getting manicures and pedicures, and I was just doing everything I dreamed of doing once I got a job and had money. And my husband didn't contribute a penny to the marriage. I can't believe I'm laughing about this. I put that fucking asshole through 5 years of school. Talk about empathy and talk about giving, and his parents were rich, and I'm supporting him through school on the agreement that he would put me through school, but of course, I didn't get it in writing. This is the first time I have ever laughed about this. So he doesn't contribute a penny to the marriage, but I'm out there getting my pretty clothes and my pretty shoes and my trench coat. I forget the trench coat. I had everything that was in style. I finally was able to get that for myself in beautiful clothing. Lord & Taylor was my favorite store. I don't know what is so funny. I'm getting to the point. The point being that I didn't know about karma. I didn't know the word karma. Karma. It wasn't until the shit started hitting the fan in LA that I was getting knocked down. But once I got on the spiritual path, it was over for me. It's like God said, okay, you want to really get off the planet this lifetime? You sure you want to do that this lifetime? I go, yes, I want to get off this planet this lifetime. I was like, okay, here you go, and and poured in all the crap. So, as I'm telling you about baby steps, let me get serious here. I'm talking about baby steps and making a project in 3 years, which I have a feeling I might be the only one doing it. So, in 3 years, I'm inviting you now to my concert. So, I hope someone will be in the audience, but I am determined to get on that stage in 3 years with my big band and my hot red dress. I may even go back to my brunette hair. I may dye my hair back. And I'll definitely have had all my work done in my eyes and all this, what is it called? There's something that's going on in my body. Oh, inflammation. I'm inflamed from the cells, from the cellular level onto my eyelids. This is so not funny. But I am laughing. I'm inflamed from the inside out, so every part of you is swollen. So any karma. When we set our dreams, I think I need to stop this podcast. I'm never going to get through. When we create dreams, what no one ever told me was at some point I would not be the great manifester that I used to be, because the karma would come in. And we think of karma as punishment. Like, okay, so you killed me in one lifetime, so now it's my time to kill you. So crazy. That's what I thought karma was. It's like, whatever I did to you, you do to me. We just keep back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Karma is lessons that we need to learn from errors we may have made another time. So if I killed you in another lifetime, please forgive me. Don't kill me back. Be merciful. Have grace. I really want to sing. Kill me after my concert. So karma are lessons. So here we go and we set these dreams. Like, I'm going to create a pen. I'm going to create my lipstick. I'm going to create another pen. And what I didn't anticipate being such a great manifester in New York is when I got to LA, I would try to create a pen and all this shit would happen that would just block me, and I just would have to forget about the pen and deal with all this insanity, which was karma, lessons that I needed. And so then I get up again, and now I'm going to create the pen again, or maybe I'm going for the lipstick this time. And again, I have to put it down because another karmic lesson comes in. It was just karma after karma after karma. So the point that I'm trying to make, you need a tissue from laughing. The point I'm trying to make is when we go for dreams, and if you do that baby step thing that I think no one's going to do with me, it's not going to be smooth sailing. It's going to bring up karma. And don't blame me. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me if all hell breaks loose, because that is the spiritual journey. That is what happens. It's the hero's journey. We have to go through all these trials and tribulations to make it to the top. It's like we're living in a movie, the hero's journey. We all have it. We're all living this movie. So anyway, so don't blame me when your karma comes up, because it's going to come up. And the good news is you want it to come up. I want it to come up because that's how I get to finish it and complete it, and then take a boat ride to heaven when it's my time to leave. So that was the first thing. Karma. I wish someone would have warned me about karma so I wouldn't have beaten the hell out of myself when I didn't manifest the pen, because I would think there was something wrong with me, and there wasn't. I just had things I had to learn. That's the first thing. Then I have the word dreams here. Why, I don't remember. I don't remember. Why do I write dreams? God help me. Dreams. I'll come back to that. Number 3, black magic. My last topic for today is black magic. I have never believed in black magic. I mean, I love magic. I love to make magic. Real magic. Good magic. But I didn't believe in black magic, but I have to say, after everything that's happened to me, I am not the expert. I know nothing about it. I have never dabbled in it, and I wouldn't dare go near that for my worst enemy, because I don't want any of that coming to me. But I know that I was under the influence of black magic. I had a feeling I was, and there are lots of people in LA who are very, 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 very psychic at a very high level. And I finally did check it out. And these people at this church were destroying me. They would, everything, my health, my hair, my beauty. They were going after everything. And there was one particular person who just was out to destroy me. And was trying to siphon all of me into him. So black magic, don't touch it, because it's just gonna spin right around, and it's already spinning on some people that actually did participate in the gossip. And it's not funny, but I did get a call a couple of days ago. Someone who was pretending to be my friend, but was actually spying on me for them, is now being thrown out of her house. Talk about karma. Yes, she was asked to leave her house. And she was pretending to be my friend and siphoned information and feeding it back to the witch coven and the cult. And now she's asked to leave out of the blue. So you don't want to get involved in, you just don't want to get involved in hurting people, because it comes back. It may not even be in this lifetime. It could be another lifetime, and so that's not funny. But there was something I wanted to tell you about dreams, and I don't remember what it was. But the other thing I wanted to talk about was, I could be crying in a minute over something, so I am not consistently brave and courageous. I'm not consistently a warrior. I'm not consistently fighting my matrices. I've got 3 separate matrices that I am fighting. I mean, and I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. It's just like, God, I'm done. I'm retired. Don't bother me anymore with these people. I just want to go to an island. Maybe I should go to Epstein's Island. Just a horrible thought, but I just watched the news for a minute. We should turn that island into like a carnival, just to switch the energy on it. So anyway, what kept me going when I was homeless is I did have the awareness from my spiritual work, but I really had to harness it, is when we really, really, really not just believe, but know that we are a divine child of God and that we are a soul, that this is just like this is just my outfit for 70, 80 years on this planet. When I go to another planet, who knows what the body's going to look like. There may be no body. There may be no face, no hair. But whatever is needed on that planet is what my body will format to. So once I really embody that I am a soul, and everybody talks about that I am a soul in a human body, but when you really know that you're a soul in a human body, all this power comes in, all this knowledge, all this intelligence. My glasses are a little lopsided. Pours in. There is such a freedom and such a courage and such a boldness that comes in when you realize that we are not this body. And I took it a step further out of necessity. I'm not telling you to do this, but if you ever get to the place where you are not afraid of dying, where you just know that you're going to a much better consciousness. It's a school. If I finish graduate school here, the next level is going to be my PhD. If you really, really are not afraid to die, you can do anything. No one can bully you. I mean, I'm driving these people crazy at my nursing home. The things I am saying to them, I will not even share with you until I make my movie, because you will think I'm crazy. Fearless. If you are really willing to die, you become fearless. There's nothing anybody can do to hurt you. I mean, of course they could kill you and not, but in the end, it's like, well, bye. I'm done. I'm off. Bye-bye. I mean this with all my heart. It catapulted me into a whole nother level of fearlessness. And it's not 100%. It's not every day, it's not every minute. But these matrix people that I'm dealing with, these corporate people, and et cetera, they don't even understand how I am able to say the things to them that I'm saying. I'm saying stuff in letters that are, I'm sure no one has ever said to them. I'm calling them out on their bullshit with me and with other people. And they have been doing their darndest up until now to bully me. And I told you I'm expecting to be evicted because I stopped paying my rent when they just refused to give me a clean room, and I'm saving it so I can get a place. But they're getting $5,500 from Medicare. So it's not like, they're getting thousands of dollars from Medicare for all of us to be there. And they don't even give us the care we're supposed to get. So, so why am I saying that? So a big part of where I'm at in my life is because I'm not afraid of dying. I'll be disappointed. My human heart would be disappointed if I don't get to sing on that stage again. If I don't get to start my little business that I want, my little business. I would be disappointed. But, I'm sure that what's going on there with God and his angels is much greater than any dream I could possibly conceive of. I mean, it must be wild in heaven. Not that I believe there's a heaven per se, but, I wonder if they're like wild up there, just dancing away to earth, wind, and fire. Could you imagine if you died and everybody was up there dancing to Sly and the Family Stone and Earth, Wind, and Fire? And I think I'm thinking The Matrix 3. You guys are supposed to be watching Matrix 1, but wait till you get to Matrix 3. So when you realize that you are a soul, you're not your mind, you are not your emotions, and you're not your body. And that's what saved my ass when I was homeless. Because I knew that even though I was tormented about my lifestyle, I mean tormented, and I watched my face get ugly and my body get fat, I still knew that that wasn't me. It isn't me. That there was something much bigger going on. There were bigger lessons happening. That experience is why I'm on this podcast. If it wasn't for that experience, I don't think I would be here talking to you. It was being saved from that experience that compels me to share with you what helped me and what saved me and what hurt me and what harmed me and who hurt me and harmed me. So if you could hold that, just start holding that. You are a soul. A soul is a little mini God. Just think of yourself as like there's this big, gigantic God, and you're just a little tiny, a little one. You're like a little piece, a little person, a little soul. And then there's another soul, and then there's another soul, and we all have God in us. And you would think we'd all be getting along by now, but it's not happening. Not happening, folks. So then I wrote down something else. When there is no... Oh, okay, I heard this great quote today. It's as a result of this woman who pretended to be my friend, was actually spying on me. And then this quote came in, when a group of people don't take accountability and the shit starts hitting the fan, they start to turn in on each other, and they start to fight with each other. And that was such a great quote for what's going on politically. It's like, it's starting, these people are starting to turn in on each other. I hope quicker. I hope soon. So I just wanted to talk about karma. I wanted to talk about dreams, but I don't remember what that was. I wanted to tell you about my story in little Koreatown where I thought I was going to die in California because people go so slow. So what else can we talk about? This is fun. Oh, another thing that's so funny is this phone is sitting on a file this thick that I came here to read. And I could sit here till 9 o'clock at night and just avoid reading this file. I have perfected avoidance. Because I want to be doing my work in my own precious little home. And I won't tell you where I slept last night. I take pictures. I will show you pictures. When I do my movie, Barbara 1, 2, and 3, I have all the pictures of everything I've been through, the scenery, whoever does my movie, I'm just going to hand them everything and say, here, you don't have to do any work. Here's everything. So what else should we talk about? I wish I was on a Zoom so I could pull you guys on. I have to find someone to help me do this. It hasn't been a priority. I need to get some technical knowledge here. I need to get myself on Instagram, I guess, which is the one that's shutting down. TikTok? I think TikTok is shutting down. And I'll throw in another subject. Affirmations. Affirmations. Affirmations are really great because they point you in the direction of consciousness that you want to go into. And excuse my sniffles, I'm really stuffed from laughing. Affirmations are a good beginning step. And like I said, you've affirmed that I am now loving myself and loving the person next to me. I am now starting my own business. I am now protected in every way, shape, and form from any harm that might come in my direction. These would be affirmations. But at some point, you have to step it up. At some point, you have to step it up into action. At some point, it's not... I'm hearing the public here. They must think I'm crazy talking to myself. At some point, she left. At some point, you have to take action. You can get stuck in saying affirmations forever and forever and forever, and it's only through experience that we grow and are able to create. So we'll get to affirmations, but we'll get to affirmations. Don't worry, I won't forget affirmations. We'll do our affirmations. I won't skip any tools, I promise. Everything you know we will do, and I'll add more. But you gotta up level from the affirmations. The reason I'm talking about that now, because I see some women on, I don't know which one they're on, Instagram, TikTok, one of them. There's one woman, all she does is these affirmations. And she's so convicted about them. I'm telling you, she has a following. She has quite a following. And I just laugh. These people are paying $10 a month to listen to this woman's affirmations. And I'm trying to figure out, like, am I the one who's stupid here? It's one of those subscription things. And so I'm just in a laugh mode. I don't know what this is, but it's so cool to see. I used to have these great dimples. Now I have marionette lines. Now I look like a puppet. I look like a puppet, like a string puppet. But I used to have really sweet, deep dimples. The way I knew is people would take their finger, or these adults would come and take their fingers and stick them in my dimples. Oh, how cute! Oh, how cute! Oh, adults are so stupid. What was that movie with John Travolta and Kirstie Alley? You remember that movie where the baby talked? But only we could hear the baby talking. And so while the adults are doing these crazy things, the kid is going like, "What are you doing? Leave me alone." So I'm on a roll, guys. I don't do drugs. I am not on any medication. I'm just out of a nursing home. So, I'm in Beverly Hills. I'm on Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills. I used to hang out in this. I would be in this FedEx. It used to be Kinko's. I was in a lawsuit, a big lawsuit, and I was masterful at Xeroxing papers and papers and papers. I would be running 3 machines at once. I had things rolling in machine 1, machine 2, and machine 3, and people would get pissed. And I was just moving, you know, then having them staple, and I've had a crazy life, but I want to sing. I don't want to do this stuff anymore. So what else shall we talk about? God help me. So, quiet, silence. Do you hear the music in the background? I miss dancing. Who is that? Oh, I'm wearing, oh, no, I'm not. I'm sorry. Last night I was wearing my Mary Blige shirt. Oh, here's another story. So, oh, here's another story. Yeah, this is a good story. So when I was little, I told you my parents were blue-collar workers. This is not funny, but it's funny today. I would get hand-me-down clothes, you know, because there were all these kids who were all different ages. I mean, my clothes were handed down. I got hand-me-downs. I hated hand-me-downs. When that bag came towards me, when my mother came towards me with that bag, it was like, oh, dread. You know, I didn't want hand-me-downs. And so it was like, I guess, a sign of poverty. I didn't know the word poverty, but I knew poor. And so I'd go through the clothes, whatever. You know, I would be thrilled if there was just one thing that I liked, but usually never. And I don't know what I did with them. I don't know if I hung them up or I don't know what I did with them. But my cousin who lived in the same building had a girl cousin who was about 3 years older than me. And I would get her hand-me-downs. And I couldn't wait to get her hand-me-downs because they were gorgeous. She had beautiful clothes. So when her bag of hand-me-downs came, I couldn't wait to get into that bag. And everything that she would give me was beautiful. And those I kept. And there was a reason I brought up hand-me-downs. Oh yeah, okay, so I hated hand-me-downs when I was little, except for this one cousin's cousin who, I just got the most beautiful clothes from her. So here's the story. So in my homelessness, I've taken many trips to, what's that store? Like the Goodwill store. Not to buy quantity, just to get whatever I needed at the moment, like a jacket or sweatshirt. I hated going in there. So, I'm not wearing it today. Okay, anyway, last night, I'm losing it. Last night on my podcast, I was wearing a Mary Blige shirt. It's usually off the shoulder, kind of like shoulder like this. It was $1. I didn't even know who Mary Blige was at the time. I really didn't. I should have, but I didn't. So it was like this daily shirt. I almost wore it every single day. So every day I'm looking around in this shirt with my black leggings. I want you to know my whole outfit. I have 4 pairs of black leggings, and that's about all I wear. Anything else is an effort. And people would compliment me on this shirt. Not just young teenagers, but old people. Old people like my age would go, that is such a great shirt. And here I paid $1 for this shirt, and I would just laugh that I didn't even know what I was wearing. It turns out that it is a shirt from one of her concerts that was really expensive. And so here I am walking around with this expensive Mary Blige shirt that I paid $1 for. Sometimes I even slept in it. I won't even tell you about my sleeping habits. I can't tell you a lot of stuff until I have risen. When I rise and I'm living much higher, it'll be much easier to tell you what was happening down here without shame and embarrassment. So I hated hand-me-down clothes, and I wasn't the only one in that neighborhood getting hand-me-downs. But so anyway, in Goodwill, I hate going in there. Well, now I don't even bother because I've gotten so fat. They don't have my size. There was a time when I could walk in any store and I could find anything. When you're a certain size, like 8 to 10, having worked in a clothing store, we always ordered extra 8s and 10s because that was like the average size. But if you really want to get the good sales, ladies, if you want to get the best sales at the end of the year, you have to be a size 2. Because nobody except one person on the planet is a size 2. So every sale, Nordstrom's, Neiman Marcus, everything, when the annual sales come, if you're a size 2, you can cash in because there's loads of size 2s and hardly any 8s or 10s because they're gone. Same with shoes. So any other funny stories I could tell you? I have to listen back to this one. I may melt this one. Melt. How do you melt a podcast? I may delete this one too. So yeah, maybe I'll do another one tonight. These are getting fun. I'm looking forward to looking at these 10 years from now. I think I'm going to find them very, very funny. Even the crying, sad ones, pathetic ones. It's like, God. There's a, can't stop talking. There is a, I feel like I owe this lady an explanation of who I'm talking to. Dr. something with an M. He's a, plastic surgeon. But he claims to be able to do a surgery while you're awake. And he finishes in 2 to 3 days. Well, no, in the day. But you're able to like go out in the street like in 2 or 3 days. In Beverly Hills, you have to stay in you have to hide somewhere with bandages. That's what all these rich women do. They hide in these little secret hotels with all these bandages all over their face. But anyway, so you know what I'm going to do? I am going to send him pictures of me. He's in Florida. And I'm going to ask them if there's any hope. Is there any hope for me? And I'm going to send him all my old pictures. I have a picture, like a picture for every 10 years. Like, this is how I started, doctor. And this is where I am now. What can you do? What can you do? And I'm also going to tell him, don't rush. I don't want it in 3 days. If you can get a good result, I'll wait a month. I'll wait 6 months. You don't have to rush with me. So I'm really gonna send him my pictures, and I'm sure he has a consultant or something, and then I'm gonna wait to see what the price is. Let's see. I told you that I already priced Beverly Hills. It was $20,000 for a facelift, but we didn't discuss the eyes. And then it was $40,000 for the stomach, because I'm losing weight. But the stomach seems to be just standing. The stomach has its own life. There's no muscles in the stomach to exercise. It's just pure fat. And so I figured the only way to get that out is you got to cut it out. And it was $40,000 for some kind of tummy something. I ran out of there. But I have the, I don't have it with me, but I have the, they give you the potential bill. And then I saw Elizabeth Taylor on a Johnny Carson show the other night, and I posted it. It's on my Facebook. And I just saw, her chin was just, she's so beautiful. But it looked like even her chin was redone. It was very pointy, very chiseled. And I thought, I need to find out who Elizabeth Taylor's doctor was. Elizabeth Taylor, and who's that comedian? Oh God, who's that blonde comedian? God help her, she passed away suspiciously. What is her name? She hosted the Johnny Carson show, didn't she, for a while? Joan Rivers. She too had to have a great plastic surgeon, because she was at it regularly, and it looked perfect to me. So, oh God, this is going to be a funny one to listen back. I do listen to my own podcasts and just judge the hell out of them. So anyway, it's Saturday. It's March 14th. My birthday is March 22nd, and I wanted to have this podcast much more refined by then. And we're supposed to start a passion project on my birthday, but at the rate it's going, I don't know. So anyway, I'm learning how to write, because of you, I'm learning how to write backwards. It's all about you. As much as everybody else is teaching, it's all about unity and all of us coming together. I always go against the grain. My viewpoint is it's all about you first. You. We'll talk about unity in 4 years, after we go through this hell. So, have a great Saturday. And I think St. Patrick's Day is coming up next week. Not that I've ever celebrated it, but So have a wonderful, wonderful day. Signing off. And you notice I didn't move my glasses once. And I don't even think I said I've been counting my ums. I keep saying So, I haven't told you that I do notice that. Everything's So it's fun to laugh. I love this part of myself and I miss it. So so if I do a podcast tonight and I'm miserable, you know it's because I'm back in that place. So guys, have a great day, have a good weekend, and we'll talk soon. Bye. I have to press the button that says finish.